What's good, everybody? In this episode, we talk about Erwin's move to Oregon, how it is for him to transition to a new city, and we touch a little bit on my hesitations picking up and moving to like somewhere completely new. All right, enjoy, everybody.
What's up, everybody? This is the Difficult to Please podcast. We're on episode 22, 23. What is it, JV?
I think it's 21. I think we did 10 and 10.
10 and 10, so we're on 21.
21.
No. I thought we did that joke the last one, so it's 22, right?
Oh, okay. All right, 22. I actually don't remember, but that's cool with me.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot already, too.
It's all good because we're not doing seasons anymore. We're just doing straight up episodes.
So
this is 21 or 22. It's early 20s. We have we're alcohol age now.
Yeah, and it's the start of a new remote podcast.
Oh shit! It's just like making when they're doing it from Hong Kong and London.
Except for on the same coast, same time zone.
I know, so it's like, hey, working? Oh, okay, all right, let's meet up at 8 then. Actually, don't have to drive now. Just kidding.
I don't have to drive either. It's so fun.
I know, right? So, what do you do? Do you like Seth Godin it and like go to a bathroom and start recording, or what? Like, are you in like your dining room or something?
I'm in the dining/living room in our apartment in Portland.
Portland? Oh shit, he did it.
Yep, here.
You're up there now.
Almost been here a month now.
They already? Okay.
It's like 3 weeks, but really
I
close.
did hibernate since like end of July, so I understand.
So yeah.
So what's up? Okay, so how was
man?
Sorry, I don't want to jump into it right away. I'm gonna jump into it right away.
Let's do it.
So how's Portland? Like, yeah. So how is it? Like, is it as Portlandia as Netflix puts it out to be, or what?
Definitely, like the show. Of course, it exaggerates a lot. Exaggerates a lot.
Sorry, it's funny.
But for the most part, Portland right now in the summertime is pretty amazing.
Is it just like San Diego?
No, it's like its own thing. Just because the sun sets right now past 8, like the sun just set. It's still kind of a little bit of light out. We're right next to the Willamette River. So, I mean, there's a body of water next to us. I mean, it's definitely a different vibe. The scenery is different. There's like 6 bridges. Yeah, I mean, for me right now, it's still kind of like getting used to it. I feel like I'm still kind of on vacation here and not really like live here yet.
I see.
It's definitely a different mindset for me, but I know as it gets a little bit colder, I'll start feeling it more. But right now, I mean, Portland's really nice. People have been nice.
It's vacation. Yeah, I've noticed that you've been like on fucking Instagram stories like a lot recently. I'm like, what the fuck? Since when is Erwin like documenting his? I'm going salmon berry picking today, guys. Like,
because that's not like cool. I don't know. Like, I never knew what a salmon berry was. Like, it just looks like a raspberry.
It's a salmon colored berry.
Yeah, it's just like a yellow raspberry. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I made jam.
Is it just? I made jam. So, do you feel like you're being a little bit more open now that you're in a new city? Because I feel like maybe it's just a weird observation to me, but like you're a little bit more out there a little bit. I'm not sure if it's because it's like vacation mode Erwin or something like that, but a little bit like you're kind of like, here's what I'm doing in Portland. Check it out.
I'm putting myself a little bit out there. I mean, it's definitely tough trying to make friends without kind of like joining some kind of like league or finding like a sport or whatever. It's just that idea that I can't just be doing what I've been doing in San Diego. I just kind of change it up a little bit.
So it's like new city, new me kind of thing.
Almost. Yeah. It's about me kind of like being uncomfortable with kind of my surroundings and just trying to be like the best version. Yeah, like the best version of me, like who could be like, oh.
Or like the fakest version of it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, if you want like the twisted, yeah, I mean fake, but it's just more like, you know, the more presentable kind of like, oh, I'm like an extrovert, like blah blah blah. It's definitely a different vibe. What I've been trying to portray myself out here, and try to be a little bit more friendly, or I guess
Friendlier.
It's.
But does like San Diego make you kind of snobby because you know everybody kind of?
It's like that comfortableness of like, oh, I'm always gonna have my friends here. My friends are still here, like.
So you don't have to try anything. But now, like, it's like getting a new job where you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of forced to make friends with these people.
Yeah, or like just be like friendly, you know, like I don't know if I'm gonna be friends with my coworkers, you know, like to be acquaintance. Like the goal is to be like on a
not have drama.
Yeah, on a really good basis. I mean, if friendships occur, cool, but at this point, just because there's not a lot of people that work in my office where I'm at. So it's not like a really big company where I can try to like, you know, I have more options for friends. I'm like, I don't really have options for friends here. Like, this is
okay. So that's why you've been hanging out with like Brandon Gale a lot. You guys have been like tiki torches and shit like that.
I mean, we hang out a lot, probably like once a week. But yeah, like
you guys make it sound like every other day though. You're like, yeah, we see each other at least 2 to 3 times a week. I'm like, that's cool.
I mean, it's that like there are like our only friends here, so we're just, you know,
keep things close kind of thing.
Yeah. And then me and Runner are still trying to make our own kind of set of friends and trying to kind of branch out too. So right now, yeah, it's like that kind of weird space of like the new kids in town, but we don't really know anybody.
So is it like have like your two groups, like when you guys are all together, like have you already like somehow expanded it and like to other people? Like have you ever like invited other people into like your four or anything like that? Or
well, like
what?
Gail and Brandon definitely have their kind of like their own circle, just because like Gail's been here for
a good while.
Yeah, a few months now, and she's known some folks from work. So for Matt and me, it's like, oh, we haven't really like, or we haven't been folded in, or they haven't folded us. There's like different circles, so like keep it separate kind of thing. So like, oh, we get it.
Got it.
So for us, what's up?
No, go ahead.
No, so that's why it's for us. It's like, oh, we got to make new friends. But it's like, how do we make new friends?
Right? Isn't that like the weird dilemma? Like I'm just, because I feel because Gail's in a really, really like creative field right now, right?
Yeah.
So she hasn't done one of those like, oh, you should meet like Erwin and Rena. They're blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like dude, the networking thing is like, yeah, that stuff is so fucking tough.
That's why everyone should get off their island someday.
Oh my god, I know. This is where I'm like, I know where I have the most potential to grow, just because that like we have to kind of like be out there and talk to,
because you're in a clean slate now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. But then I feel like this shouldn't be new to you, because you've actually lived out of San Diego multiple times. Like as I recall, you went to San Francisco State. You had the New Boys House and stuff like that. Like, well, I guess mainly San Francisco is like my main thing. Like, how was that for you? Like, you were there for like what 2-3 years,
yeah,
right?
But it's easier when you're like younger and you're like involved in some kind of
dormed with people.
Yeah,
and
some
stuff
sort
like
of
that.
like campus life when you're like, you know, as an adult and like moving to a new city, it's like a different vibe, just because there's no, especially because we don't have like a big network or community here. It's just like, you know, 2 people and whatever. So like for us, it's like, in my position, like, yeah, I've done this before, but at the end of the day, it's a different.
I'm an adult while doing
Yeah, it's
this.
like, well, the chances are slim of I'm gonna make friends with my coworkers, and then
because they got their own families and shit like
it's
that.
like they all got their lives, and it's like in like a weird position where everyone is like a boss, and I'm like just the guy, you know.
What do you mean? What do you mean everybody's a boss?
Well, because like, okay, for like there's only like 4 or 5 people in the company, right? It's really small, and
Yeah, that's pretty small. Yeah.
so it's like my supervisor. I'm like, I can't be friends like really super. I mean, I could be close with my supervisor, but not like homies. Like, and then it's like there's I want to say managing director. I'm like, well, I can't. It's like second boss, and it's like big boss. Like, I'm like, I'm not gonna make. Like, I can be friendly and cool, but I'm like, there. I don't. I'm at a point, especially because I'm new. Like, I don't see them as potential to be friends.
Is it just because you guys aren't the same interest, or is it like you have this weird like high respect level for them?
It's just.
kind of
It's like
thing?
for me, it's like a regimented kind of like. What do you call this? The line of fraternization, where I'm like, oh, we can be cool and friendly and do all these things, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, I still got like,
I guess I
you're
could
my
s-
boss, dude. You know?
I guess I could see that. Yeah. Because like I remember when my bosses and I like kicked it one day for like my graduation thing, and it was. I was like, yeah, I could drink with you, but this is it. I'm never gonna go like hang out with you on a weekend or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
like
okay,
it's like
okay, I
that
could see that.
line where it's like you know, trying to be mad professional, not like crossing any lines and shit like that.
Right. So what about your coworkers? Do you feel like you could get along with I'm saying you can't get along with them. I'm saying like do you see any like you could be like hella cool friends up there or anything like that?
Maybe I at this,
But it's only been a month kind of thing,
I'm like
right?
maybe I don't. Shit, I'm not.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be like, my name's Erwin Doza.
I do
I went to
dope
San
shit.
Francisco State. I'm also the host of Difficult to Please podcast.
Yeah, I'm not putting all that stuff out there. I'm just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm Erwin. I do graphic design. I do cool things. Like, fuck.
I like sports ball.
What's up?
I like, do you say like, oh yeah, I do sports ball?
No, I just
No.
like, I just kind of keep it. I'm like low key. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, just me, bad
What the fuck? Are
friendly.
you trying to be like a mysterious dude? You're like,
I don't know
have
what he
many-
likes.
A variety of interests. Or you just that social awkwardness where like, I don't know how to adult correctly right now.
Well, I tried to. Like, I just not really much I talk about.
So what do you talk about? Like, I guess I'm trying to like figure this out because I guess when I was like 25, 26, apparently I was really good at socializing when I first started at work. Like people were like, "Oh, you really notice things about people." I'm like, I actually didn't know. I just started saying the first thing that was in my mind. Because I saw someone with a necklace, like, "Oh, it's a nice necklace. Where'd you get it?" She's like, "Oh, I made it." I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know you make your own like jewelry and stuff like that." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
like conversations like that. But I'm not sure. Like, you know, thinking about it now that we're 30 and stuff, I'm just like, okay, how do people do that? Like that
I don't know.
can that still work? Because for me, I had like nothing to lose because I was still like 25 and like didn't give a fuck. But now I'm like a little bit older. Well, I guess I'm still in the same scenario.
Like, do you give more of a fuck, or you? What do you?
I guess I'm a little bit about worried about how I present myself now.
Okay.
And do you feel like you're like that? Like do you feel like you're like that with your coworkers or anything like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm more conscious of it just because it's a different work culture. Like I have to.
And it's a different age. Like, so what's the age group? What's like age average around that group? It's not like you're hanging around a bunch of college kids, right? They're like, oh, let's do red cups tonight. You're
It's like
okay.
mid 40s.
Okay, that's definitely not a red cup
That's
night
why
ever.
I'm like, I'm one of the like younger people in the office, so I'm like, I have to dress business casual. So I'm like, this is interesting. I just want to wear a fitted hat, you know.
You can't wear fitted hats or
No,
what?
I can't wear I can't wear hats or anything. So I've been just kind of like doing my hair. I'm like not comfortable, but it is what it is.
So you're back at Target again.
Dude, Target was
Just kidding.
worse. Like, you know, I just roll out of bed or like
Yeah, but
t-shirt,
you have to put a
khakis.
polo shirt and like khakis and like head off to work kind of thing. I feel like it's the same way with like this job with this kind of audience. I'm not trying to put any of them down or anything. I'm just saying like in a way like you kind of have to like you said make yourself a little bit more professional. So you have to wear like a polo shirt or
Yeah, everything I've worn so far is I've had
Buttons.
buttons or a collar.
Yeah, that's fine. Easy uniform.
Yeah, but then like I'm like I just want to wear a t-shirt, so I'm thinking about wearing t-shirt plus blazer tomorrow, just so I can wear a t-shirt.
Can no, I think that's a sick idea. Actually, I think t-shirt blazer is like a good combination. Like I really like going to the suit and t-shirt and sneakers kind of thing. Like that's a super easy winnable thing, but never mind. So, are you pretty surprised with your coworkers that you are the youngest one? Like, isn't that kind of weird now? Or how do you feel about that?
um, I mean, it doesn't surprise me just because, like, it's political consulting, so it's not like a youth filled field, especially because I'm like a creative and just jumping into it. So for me, it's like, I mean, I kind of expected it. So
Right, right. Okay, so that was already like you just kind of wanted to get your job, get your foot in the door. So I'm assuming, I hope none of your coworkers listen to this or anything, but I'm assuming that like sometime down the line, you're going to be looking to a more creative thing, like potentially a Nike, potentially something in like fashion or youth culture. Like, not, I don't want to say youth culture, but you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
I mean
pop culture.
that's like the goal since I'm here. You know, like
Right.
if I
Like,
can
Portland, Nike, let's go. Let's do it.
or like any
Just do it.
of the surrounding kind of ad agencies or creative agencies. I think that's where I would really want. So for me, it's just like getting my
Stepping stone.
stepping stones, providing the dope work, and just being a part of the like city of Portland, and then see from
Right.
there.
You're just getting used
Yeah,
to it.
because like I'm still getting used to like
The bridge.
well everything because there's like a running stigma or like a running joke of, like people from California move here all the time.
Well, a lot of people from Oregon don't like people from California
Yeah,
because they think like we're trying to buy their real estate and shit.
because it's more affordable. But
It is more affordable.
it
Yes.
is very affordable.
I mean, California has their own problems right now, but we'll talk about that another time.
But yeah, I like there's definitely nuances about Portland and Oregon. I'm just kind of like trying to get
Portland
used.
and Oregon, or just Portland in general?
Portland plus like the entire state, because like
Okay.
like when because we live downtown and we walk to a lot of places now. Like we definitely do a lot more walking to like the grocery store or like taking Reptar on a walk, but then we end up at a happy hour or like those kind of like things that we were looking forward to do
In California.
if it was more affordable to live in like Portland or North Park or whatever.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's never going to happen. Yeah, that's
It's a little tougher.
bullshit. Right, right. So how is like Portland's culture? Because I don't want to stereotype it that it's like it's Austin, but with in the Pacific Northwest. Like there's so much like weird stereotypes about this Pacific Northwest. Like they have your anti-vaccine people there. You have like, and back then it used to be like a really racist area, etc. Like so, like I doubt that's how it is now. Like I always feel like Portland's like a super diverse area. So is Portland a transplant city or anything like that, or what, or is it still? Because it's one of like the bigger cities, so
Yeah, for Portland, I think it's becoming more of a transplant city.
how many people you meet from Portland are actually from like Oregon? Like a good amount, or
I want to say a good amount, but I can't like.
like you never just ask him like, "Hey, you born and raised Portland?" No, all right, sick. Next.
No, I've the bartenders that we've talked to. That's like the most like talking and that's funny.
tight.
It's like
Okay.
the bartenders. Yeah, they.
How I Met Your Mother status. Okay, let's go.
most of them have been in Portland or in the Oregon period, like in Oregon period.
Right.
But as like The vibe. I haven't been to Austin. I think you have a better handle of what Austin is. I think.
Transplants. Yeah.
Is it all transplants?
It's 85% transplants, I think. I feel like everyone I talked to in Austin was not from Austin.
Well, it's interesting. Well, I don't know. It's also different now because it's in the summer. Like everyone's here. Like there's definitely a lot more people. I've noticed just walking around like as their vacation. Because like, so I walk to my work, which is like a 15,
Nice.
20-minute walk, and like I see
A 20-minute walk?
at most.
I would actually do that. Okay.
And it's like every time I pass by Voodoo Donuts, there's always a line, you know. So that's how I know there's still a lot of tourists in town. So yeah, for me, it's like I can't tell how busy or how many people are just here for vacation or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the city is still kind of quirky. There's the folks that make it quirky around. There's definitely a large homeless population here in Portland.
But that's any downtown, though.
Yeah, but I think it's just because it's more visible. Like there's like even in the suburbs, there's this kind of like
Oh, even the suburbs?
yeah, because or even
interesting.
outside like the downtown area, like someone was explaining to me like, oh, we just call them canners because most of them just go through like the recycling just to get all like the cans and stuff like that, and just like
Oh, like Chinese
yeah, like
uncles and aunties.
yeah, but like a large amount. So
Okay.
so yeah, it's a lot more visible, I guess. Just because there's also like more tents and encampments around, and it also it for me at least it's been more in my face because I walk past a bunch of homeless folks every day.
So you see it kind
So
of thing.
I experience it. I see it.
Right.
It's like that visceral feeling of like, oh yeah, like there's folks that live here on the streets.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, you, how often do you guys drive? Only when you get out of downtown, or what?
Basically, Rona, she's been driving a lot more lately because
Her work
her work.
requires it.
Yeah, and one of the stops is the stop that she would take to get to the train from. Hold on, let me repeat that. The stop by where Rona would get on the train to go to work is temporarily closed, so she's been driving to work. So
Okay.
she's been doing a lot more driving lately.
Lately. Okay. And do y'all have 2 cars, 1 car?
Yeah, 2 cars. We
Okay.
do just because there's no like ethnic grocery in downtown, like
But Brandon,
or
you told me
Costco.
where you're all in like Chinatown kind of.
No,
Portland.
wait. It's funny that like it's called Old Town Chinatown, but there's no Chinese people here. It's where like a lot of like the
Word?
homeless services are at. It's like so like that's what I'm saying. It's like a weird like it's like historically like Chinatown just because like when Portland was coming up in the 1800s, like that's where a lot of
Chinese
folks,
immigrants?
yeah, settled and shit like
Okay.
that. Worked on the
Got
railroad.
it.
But as for like ethnic markets, there's none in my area. Like all the ethnic,
Wow, really?
yeah, all the
So
ethnic.
where is the closest one?
It would probably be on the east side of Portland, but
No way.
but we like that's like the small mom and pop kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like if we went to a Japanese market this past weekend, which is like 15-20 minutes away. So it's like living in Mira Mesa, but you have to go to like Convoy or whatever to do your groceries.
Okay.
But yeah, you just look
Oh,
at
that's a
like yeah,
drive.
we would still have to get on the freeway and leave. So like going to Costco was like a weekend thing. Going to like if we miss out on something, like oh shit, we gotta schedule it for the weekend. I mean, for us going to Trader Joe's or like Safeway, which is
Super quick.
yeah, it's like we can walk to those places, but it's not. We don't get all of our stuff there, most of the time.
Right. It's like, oh, I need something real quick.
Yeah, it's like just for budgetary reasons, we kind of diversify our grocery stores.
So, do you think that's kind of a good thing because now you have to be a little bit more thoughtful about your planning and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I
Well,
think.
but I guess it's only
What's
like
up?
1 month in, so I don't know if that's a
No,
real
it's
thing yet. But
no, it is. It's definitely like we have to plan it out. Like going to Target is more of. There's a downtown Target, but if we need like the bulkier things, like we need toilet. Like this past weekend, we picked up toilet paper and like paper towels plus other things. Like, dude, we don't want to walk. Like the downtown Target is like almost a mile away.
oh shit.
So
Okay.
I don't want to carry like all this shit, on the way
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's more planning involved. A lot of like, oh, let's just hold off for the weekend if we absolutely need it,
That's
or like,
interesting.
yeah, like we're cognizant of like, oh, is there parking there, or what's the parking like? Like it's definitely like more planning.
Nothing wrong with being a little bit more thoughtful. I mean,
No,
that's
I
that
totally
might
agree.
that might like benefit you in the long run because it's like now you have to like you can't take advantage of like how things were in like California where everything was like super close, super drivable. Like
Yeah, like I would, going home from my old job, if I needed something from H Mart or needed something from Marukai or Mitsuya, like, oh yeah, I just drive, I just make
Yeah.
a detour and then I'm there. Here I'm like, I can get something from like the corner store,
like, I guess I could get a frozen burrito tonight, deep fried.
or even like, just having an In-N-Out nearby. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, okay. So tell me, I need to ask the important question: how's the in and out life there? Is it
Well,
like
it
non-existent
It's
or?
non-existent, man. Like on my last Instagram post, I posted a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Like
yeah, like I need
that's the
need
last.
in and out.
That's like the last time I had In-N-Out. Like in Southern Oregon is like 4 or 5 hours away.
Okay,
So yeah, I mean
and that's the closest or in and out.
yes.
Oh
We
shit!
haven't had Mexican food or I've had burgers. Yeah, we haven't had Mexican food here yet. We had burgers last week, but just because it was a Portland Burger Week, so like there's a few restaurants that did like $5 burgers or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, we haven't really sought out burgers either, like fast food style.
Got it. Oh, interesting. So what's there to eat? I guess. Do you just all cook at home or?
When we're not home, it's lately been pizza. Like pizza is like the big thing here. I didn't expect Portland to be a really big pizza kind of area, but dude, pizza is like
King.
shock, dude. It's like Mexican food, man. Like it's like one of the
That's a
few things that
trip.
are open late. That's the thing. It's weird.
So okay, but then like for me, I imagine like Portland's like a foodie city, like
No, it is. It is. It's just like for like
the quick
for-
eats. It's pizza.
yeah, like if you want something fast, convenient, walkable, late, like
It's
pizza.
pizza.
I mean, there's like the food carts and such, all like pretty much anywhere in Portland, but for
Right.
the most part, like, yeah, if you're faded, like you just gotta figure that shit out.
Well, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Friendly's and get some pizza and burgers.
Basically, it's just pizza.
Damn, but it's
Well,
pizza.
Here's the thing, though. It's like interesting because it is Portland. There's been more like vegan options,
Huh.
so I'm like, oh, I don't have to like suck it up and like mess with my lactose intolerance. So
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I'll take that.
That's a good plus.
I'll take that.
You'll take the veganism. Do you feel like you've been eating a little bit more vegetarian food now you're there, or it's not like at that level yet?
Not at that level yet.
Like, I'm gonna have cashew cheese.
I mean, yeah, not yet. I think for us, it's just like trying everything still, you know, like it's just like.
I mean, it's only a month in. I know you guys are kind of like in your honeymoon phase of Portland.
Yeah,
You're super excited about the city.
Yeah, and we're
Rona's
still
super
kind of
excited about the
like,
city.
what do you call it? We're. I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something along the lines of. We still want to explore the food scene out here, try more
Right.
things. So I don't want to like have my dietary restrictions and all that. I will say we've had ice cream a lot here, and I'm very excited that there's way more non-dairy options in Portland for ice cream. It's so
You're
fucking
like,
lit.
all right, almond milk ice cream.
Yeah, or like coconut milk.
ice cream.
Yeah, there's
Hell
like
yeah.
so many places that do that. So I'm like, that's really exciting.
You're like, what were some anxieties that you had while moving to Portland? Like, if you could actually like redo the moving process again, or I guess it's kind of early, but like, if you could do it again, what would you have done differently?
I I think I would have taken like a week off just to pack. I know we needed, I would have preferred that we need the money and all that. But
Right.
ideally, like I wish I had like taken a week off and just
packed.
Yeah, I think it would have helped a lot. Because by the time we left San Diego, we like literally packed my car to the brim of a bunch of shit. So it was
Like, you could even see, you can use your rear view mirror.
no,
kind of
I
pack?
couldn't. No, I couldn't.
That's fucking dangerous.
Yeah,
but
and
okay.
even in the trunk, like we packed that to make sure like there was stuff full by the time we closed it. So
Did
it was
you
just
take a U-Haul or no?
No, just one car, just the car.
Just wait. How did the second car get up there?
We shipped it.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess taking time off to do more packing and cleaning. Second would be either finding a different time to drive Rona's car up, or skip the whole like shipping the car up. That was a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
We had it scheduled to get it picked up on the Thursday before we had left, and then we told them we were going to be in Portland by Tuesday and deliver it on Tuesday, because we're going to go to San Francisco. We're not going to be in town until late
A little bit later.
late Monday.
Okay.
But then fucking like our truck driver got there like at 4:00, 3:00 in the afternoon on the Monday while we were still driving. Like, what the fuck, dude? So
damn.
yeah, so we had to like kind of make arrangements to get Rona's car and get the keys to the apartment before the leasing office closed. Like, it was just a pain in the ass.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I think there's like long distance logistics that you kind of sometimes don't get prepared for. It's just like you have to let that shit play out. Like, you gotta be more in control of, or understand like what the resources is. I feel like I felt like I had all that stuff set up, but it's like things came in, like things came in early. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it's a headache, and we're super glad that we're here now. But yeah, definitely long distance moving, headache. Don't recommend.
Don't recommend, but everyone's gonna do it someday, kind of thing, right?
Hopefully, I mean,
Closer to the mic.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me reset. Ask the question again.
I mean, we all gotta do it someday, right? If we want to move out.
I mean, if that's what's in the card for folks, then yeah, like, do the long distance thing, and it's definitely different now in the 30s, just because if you're not living a minimalist lifestyle to this point, like
A word.
like if you're not gonna be like 20 something and have just your suitcase and backpack or whatever. You have like a whole like life of like stuff that you have, that's gonna take more than like a U-Haul, or like it's gonna take you more than a bunch of friends unloading your shit.
Because you didn't have any at that time, huh?
Yeah, like
Let's just you run it literally
yeah,
and like
yeah,
pack
we
everything.
hired we hired people to pack our big box. We hired people to clean up our the stuff we wanted to get rid of.
Right.
Yeah, it was just definitely like a big deal. Like I think if someone was to move now in their 30s, it's a lot more tougher than you were in a 20 something. If moving long distances in the cards, like just kind of like plan for it, because your life situation is definitely different than you are when you were 23, 24.
Right. You can't just go to like a fucking dorm and be like, got my suitcase, ready to go.
Yeah, you can't just like get up and go.
That's respectable. That's pretty tight. So what just I guess I'm just like shooting the shit here, but like
No worries.
what part of Portland's like pretty dope? Like how okay, first let me ask, how's the minority population there? Is there Asians there?
Here's the thing, just because like there's a lot of tourists in town, and I can't tell, and I've told this to Rena, like I can't tell if folks are living here or they're just visiting. No, I'm serious. Like the other day, or no, I'm sorry, not the other day. It was like last week. We were at a bar, and this was a really divey place.
Okay.
Like it was dark, and the drinks were decently priced, and there was like there was like an Asian family, but they had their like
family.
it was like a 3-year-old kid like wandering.
Tourists. Okay.
That's why I'm like I can't tell, like if they're just locals or if they're like out of town or so. Like right now, yeah, the city feels mad diverse, especially being in downtown and being where a lot of people like drink and hang out. Yeah, it just feels diverse right now. I can't say like later on or even other parts of town, because out in the suburbs, like on the I guess in the geography of like the Portland like metropolitan area, like if Portland is in the center, like downtown Portland in the center, like if you go west or any direction west, it feels a little bit more diverse, just because
It's the city kind of thing.
no, like the suburbs is where some of the tech companies are, and that's where like the cheaper housing is. So
What? Really?
yeah, that's why there's H Marts. That's why there's more Indian groceries. That's why there's more Japanese groceries out there in the suburbs. Like when we went to Costco, every time we go to Costco, regardless of like which Costco we gone to, like there's more like diverse folks than when we go to Safeway or Trader Joe's in closer to our neighborhood.
Oh, word. Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting. I would think it's the other way around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But yeah, we haven't really kicked it on the east side. We're still kind of in our exploratory mode. So yeah, we picked berries last weekend, so that was the most kind of
Yeah.
like Portland white person thing to do. So that's what's up.
Yeah, that was beyond me when I saw you do that, and I was like, okay.
No, but it's so funny because it's like that kind of like David Chang moment where you're like, wow, like the produce really matters, like
Fuck you, dude.
no, like okay, so like the whole process of like going to a farm and like picking the berries and like tasting the berry, like you're like, oh shit, like this doesn't taste like the store-bought berries. Like that's how like, oh wow, like this is amazing. The taste is different, fresh.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, it's a
I
very
respect
like
that.
yeah, very different.
Organic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a different taste. That's why it's like, oh, very interesting.
Okay, I respect that. That's tight. So if I were to move to Portland, where do you like? I guess maybe this is like a better suited question for Gail. Maybe you can ask her and like you'll get it back to me. Like, where do you think I would fit? Because not gonna lie, I was looking at South Waterfront. It's kind of close to the medical center over there, but like I'm not gonna lie, I like after we've been talking about it and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm potentially thinking about moving up there for like 3-4 years. Like it looks sick. Get the fuck out.
Like it depends on how far you want your commute, I guess. I don't know. Like what would you be looking for in a place? I'm not trying to be like your fucking realtor, but like
no. Okay, so me, I can imagine a studio, to be honest. Like because me, I'm pretty much already in a studio. Like I
Yeah.
pretty much live in my room. Like if I just had a kitchen and a bathroom, I'd be like stoked. Maybe I'd be happy because there's a wall, but I don't know. I feel like if I have a 1-bedroom apartment, I'm only gonna see the bedroom, not like the rest of the
Yeah.
house. So I feel like a studio is a little bit better for me. It's a little bit more suited, and I've been looking at ones near South Waterfront that actually have like a really nice layout. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I can live over there, and it's also pretty close to Homestead, where the university is,
okay.
the hospital. I was like, okay, maybe around there. And it's also cool because it's near water. And okay, so there's this picture that Rona posted about she posted a picture of a bridge, right?
Yes.
And I said like, oh, I've seen that bridge on Zillow, because I was like on Zillow and like I was looking at landmarks and I'd always see that bridge. I'm like, okay, I guess like this is kind of similar to where I want to go. But yeah, so that's it. I was just wondering. Like I don't need big places. Like I feel like if I'm not home on the computer or playing games or watching TV, I'm gonna be out like with you guys. That's
Yeah.
how I imagine my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like not the suburbs.
Yeah, so no,
Not the
yeah,
suburbs.
So I don't think I can imagine myself in the suburbs for sure. Like I feel like if I'm ever gonna live in the suburbs, I'd probably move back to California. But as of right now, for the next like 3-4 years, I'm like thinking about it. Portland, like Brandon and I were talking about it over text message, and I'm like, oh, well, let's see, maybe JV 2020 Portland, let's go, kind of thing.
There's some cool places.
There's a lot of cool places, not gonna lie.
Like on the east side of the river. I think
Yeah, I
that's
looked at that too.
like I think for us, we'll see how we feel after our 1 year. We might move out to the east side. We'll see. Like, cause then
You can move out to Piccolo City Park.
I have no idea where the fuck that is.
Don't worry, I just pulled it up on Zillow. I'm like, Piccolo? That's a Dragon Ball character. I'd move there because I'm a weeb.
Cause like
Just kidding.
there's some like I don't know, like there's some really cool neighborhoods on the east side.
Okay.
There's
Yeah, I'm looking
like
at too. I'm looking at like east side, west side, Portland. I'm like, oh, I'm just wondering how it is. Don't know what the difference is.
because like the stuff like
Yeah.
like the stuff downtown downtown still has like kind of like the downtown prices a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Like me and Rona, like we're thankful that our spot's like spacious and it's like close enough to downtown, but we don't pay like the super like downtown prices.
Right.
But yeah, like I think like if you want like a North Park ish type of experience, I think there's more of that like on the east side too. At a decent
Like a little
price.
bit more farther down, like past, like east of like Rose City Park, or like
You're just throwing parks. So I swear
no,
to
because I'm like I'm trying to get like a gauge because it's like it looks like a really big part of Portland. I don't know, so I'm just saying like, so when I imagine like where you guys are at, you guys are like in Old Chinatown, right?
yeah.
And that's like the heart of downtown.
though. I mean, we're not like the heart, but we're kind of like the outskirts. So sometimes it's quiet, but we're not. We're right next to like the train station, so we hear like the trains at night.
So what's considered like downtown? What's the heart of downtown Portland? Like where is that?
It would probably be like the equivalent to like downtown would to like San Diego downtown, probably around Pioneer Square. So like um so basically anything southwest. If it has a directional southwest, that's kind of like downtown.
Got it. Okay.
So like Portland is in a grid, right? So Burnside splits the north and south, and
Okay.
then the Willamette is the east west kind of
Got it.
split.
Okay. That's tight. I didn't. Okay. That's a good. It's a good visual.
Yeah, because like we live northwest.
Right. So I'm looking at southwest. Well, or south. Hey, but it's near the college and hospital, so I guess that makes sense.
You know they have I don't want to say like a tram, but like they have some sort of
Yeah, I saw that.
Saw that?
What is that? Yeah. Is that like the UCSD thing?
It's not kinda. It's like think of it like what is it?
San Diego trolley or something?
No, it's more like it's almost like a Disneyland ride. So like from the bottom of the hill by South Waterfront, you take this kind of like I don't know. I just call it like a sky gondola. I don't think that's the correct term.
Sky gondola. Okay.
So yeah, think of it like you're going to like on SeaWorld, like you're not. I'm sorry, not the SeaWorld, but like at the zoo where you get in line, you go onto those things,
Right.
like those cable things, and then you ride it all the way to the top of the hill, and then it drops you right into Oregon Health and Science University, like
Okay.
into the campus, so you don't have to like drive up or do any other public transportation.
Hey, yo, that shit sounds tight. Sign me up.
It's like mad future. I'm like, what is this?
Like,
And I had to look it up too. I was like, this is kind of weird.
like, oh, this is Tokyo 3. Welcome to the fortress city that you'll be defending.
Or it's like golden saucer.
It's like fucking cold. God damn, we're fucking nerds. How's the nerd culture over there? I had asked that. That's really important for me. How's nerd culture over there? Or is everyone like hella closet nerd?
Bro, I don't know yet, man. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Like
You never like threw in like Naruto as a sneeze and see like who reacts to that?
I'm not gonna do that shit, dog.
I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. So, okay, I'm gonna ask you something. Do you think I'm a little too safe? Like, because I haven't moved out. Like you've been out. Like you've been out of the house for like almost your entire life now. It's crazy. Do you think I'm a little bit too safe, or do you think I'm a little over analyzing anything or whatever? Because I told you like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna move out because like I'm kind of like thinking about budget or you think my standards are a little bit too high or something like that.
I think your standards are too high. I think that I don't want to say safe. I think you're like comfortable. And I think
comfortable in a bad way. I am currently comfortable in a bad way.
Like comfortable in the sense that like you feel like everything's falling into place
in a bad way. But yeah.
Do you think yourself, like, do you think everything is falling into place, or do you still think like there's still a lot of like figuring out?
There's a lot of room for growth that I am not achieving. That's my problem. And I feel like if I was going to move to Portland or something like that, I would need to be in a situation where I could do it freely, like without like a type of hesitation or feel like I'm underqualified or something like that. So that's my problem. I feel like I'm kind of underqualified. I feel like because I just recently finished school and it's like hard for me like to take up like experience right now. I feel like I am super underqualified for anything I do up there. So that's why I feel like I need to build up like who I am first, so my degree can like take me wherever I want, kind of thing. So that's the weird place I'm at. I feel like a new grad. I guess technically I am a new grad, so that's what I'm trying to figure it out. Because I feel like everything I've gotten through like my career and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
like was given the opportunity and I just showed up. But
Okay.
now like the problem with like new grads is that I feel like there are no opportunities for me to like there are no opportunities for me to show up. So I'm like I'm trying to like take the first bite of someone that's willing to give me the opportunity, that someone's going to throw me a bone about it so I can like fucking prove myself. But I am currently struggling with that right now. That's why I'm very hesitant about moving and leaving. But that's me though.
Okay.
Okay. Let's wrap it up.
Whew. It's been 50 minutes.
Yeah, 53 minutes. We actually doing pretty good. I remember we talked about like you're trying to cut it down a little bit instead of like ranting so much. So that's why. Trying to
This
been
is
experimenting.
it's also like a interview me episode, so it's just kind of like
like that
it's like
is
a
very
weird kind of
true.
like just I'm just gonna talk here, like
Yeah, and I totally didn't really plan this. I have like 8 questions written down, but whatever. Trying to get better at interviewing people. Let's see. But
Yep.
was there something you feel like I should have asked you about this trip, or about this like this change in your life? Is there something like you feel like you wanted, like you kind of want to talk about, but like we're waiting for me to ask?
No, not really. I thought the stuff you asked was what I was expecting. I think there's not like nothing burning. I'm like in my head. I'm like, well,
Like, I hope JV asked me that. We need to get this across about moving to a new city or whatever.
I think like I guess just to kind of start to wrap it up. I think when it comes to moving and just saying doing it, like we were in a position to do so. Like we strangely enough, even after like 6 months after we got married, we had enough savings. We were on a secured job. I recently also secured a job. So
all the cards kind of fell in the right place, kind of thing.
It was the right time. And it's a matter of like, I think if you want to move or anybody else wants to move or looking for direction, it's like if the cards are kind of laying it out for you, it's like
that's the time to strike.
You just have to do it, like because then when in the lead up to the move or even getting to the serious part of talking to move here into Portland from San Diego was like our lease is up. We don't have kids. We have enough savings.
Renting a job.
So it's like it was the right time. I think if we waited another year, I think that would, like the window would still be open, but it'd be kind of more closer, just because like we were starting to already kind of family plan and all that. So like it's just like really considering your own personal circumstance and then what you want to achieve and how you see yourself within the next part of like the next half decade to a decade. Like do you see what do you want to achieve and all that.
Okay, thank you.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up. Thanks for letting me like ask you all these questions, because for me, I'm kind of just asking for myself. But
no, it's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you probably do the same interview like in a year or something like that at the beginning of like whatever next season. I don't know, to see if that still holds true. All right, man. Thanks, Erwin. Thanks everybody for listening. This is the Difficult to Please podcast. Peace.
Make sure you give us a review and subscribe to us on wherever you find this podcast. Peace.